Hello, everybody. All right, welcome to the Art of Living Well podcast with Liv Hill. All right, so this is going to be our mini podcast. So this is going to be a shorter version of one. It is just me here today. No guest to interview, but we're going to get into just some little tips and tricks that can help you hit your goals, feel good about what you're doing with your nutrition, with your health, get you some jump start points just to keep you rocking and rolling. All right, so of course I am Liv, owner and founder of the Art of Living Well coaching company. So thank you so much for joining me here today. All right, so let's jump right into things. I did a poll on Instagram, and so I asked what was a topic that everybody wanted to hear about, what did we want to discuss, and there was a tie between setting yourself up for success and then mistakes made with macro coaching. So for this episode, we are going to start off with how to set yourself up for success. I will also say that here in the city of Knoxville, Tennessee, pollen is alive and well. So I've got a little bit of a scratchy voice today. So thanks so much for, hanging with me. I'm sure that this time of year in early April, you guys are sounding a little scratchy as well. All right, let's jump into things. So setting things up for success. Let's start with that. When you think about health, when you think about nutrition, when you think about, okay, I want to lose a few pounds, I want to improve my body composition, I am ready, I want to make some solid changes, or maybe I've made some changes, but I feel like I've stalled, I want to make some additional improvements, where do I go from here? What do I do? And this is where we can start to self-sabotage and we can start to say, I don't know what to do. I've done everything that I know to do, or I start every Monday and then I am by like Tuesday afternoon, it has just gone out to the wild and I'm back to my old habits and I don't want those old habits, but here they are. So how can we set you up for success for more than 24 hours, right? It was so funny. I had a podcast interview a couple of weeks ago, if you didn't catch it, with a client named Danelle. And Danelle said, hey, if I lived in my house and never left, I could probably be very, very successful. And so I thought that was so hilarious. It's like, yeah, if I don't have to leave and nothing comes up, then I got this, baby. But, that's not the luxury that we have, right? Or we don't want that. So how do you have success when you do have to leave your house, when things get wild and when things get crazy? Because that's the thing, is we want to make this long term. We don't want this start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. So couple things. When you are starting to set yourself up for success, you need to take a few minutes, 5 minutes, and take an audit of where you're at. So you may be in the very beginning of jumping into health and nutrition, moving your body, strength training, whatever that is. You may be very new into that, or you may be experienced. So for the beginning stages, you want to take an audit and you want to see, where am I at? What's going well for me? Where do I feel like I have opportunity to grow? So as you do that audit, start with those first components. Where do I feel like I'm doing well? We as humans do a fantastic job of the list of things that we are not doing well. We can slam that out with no problem. We don't want to focus on what we're not doing well. We've got that on lockdown. We don't have to think about that. But what are you doing well? What's going well for you? Do you have water that's a habit? Do you take your lunch to work every day? Are you in the habit of getting in a walk every day? What habits are going well for you? Whatever habits that you have that are going well, continue with those. Write them down, stay encouraged, and stay continuing with those habits. You also want to ask yourself, how have I been successful in developing these habits? How have I been successful in drinking water? How have I been successful in getting a 30-minute walk in every day? Is it because that's been important to you? Did you have to focus on that? Did you grow from laying on the couch or, sitting in your office chair all day, as I'm in mine, to, moving to drinking water? Ask yourself, how did I develop that habit? How did I push myself? What did that feel like? And just take just a minute or two just to kind of reflect on that and realize that it did take some work and it did take some effort and it wasn't 100% natural for you to do some of the things that you are doing now. All right, so first, take that audit. Second, recognize the things that you are doing well. Third, list out how you've been able to accomplish that. So that starts to give you a little blueprint into what works for you. So I'll give you an example. For me, I used to be very, very sedentary. I used to sit at a desk all day long at a corporate job. And one thing I started to do when I focused on health and nutrition was I had an egg timer, and I would turn it, and I would turn that egg timer to an hour. And every hour it would go off. I would get up, I would walk around the building and come and sit back down. I would do that hour after hour after hour through my 8-hour workday. And I set the alarm way over there on a credenza so that I couldn't just turn it off right here like my phone today, right? So that habit stuck with me with just getting up and moving. And then now naturally I move all throughout the day because I established that habit. It wasn't easy in the beginning, but that's where I grew to. And then I was able to grow on to other things from that. So line that up with some experiences in your life. All right, the next step is we're going to start tackling all of those things that you want to improve on. So we all have a list. We all have things. I would pick 1 to 2 things on that list. And I know there may be 7, 8, 9 that you feel like you should do. Start with 1 or 2. The reason is we want to take those 1 or 2 and we want to get really, really good at that 1 or 2 things. We want to become rock stars at them, just like you've become amazingly good at some of the other things that you do. So you want to get in there and say, okay, I am picking these 2 things. So maybe your 2 things are, I am going to have protein at breakfast every day, and I am going to work out with a video 2 times a week. And that's it. That's it. Don't focus on anything else. And so what you can do with that is you can say, okay, for this week, this is what I'm going to do. Protein for breakfast every day, 2 workout videos every day. Now you remember you've got a couple things that are already going really well, so keep those going because those are ingrained. Add on that 1 or 2. Make them consistent. Show up every day. Breakfast with protein every day, aiming for, say, 25 to 35 grams. 2 exercise videos every week. Stay after those 2 things. It may take you 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, but what's going to happen is those are going to become more natural to you. You're going to wake up and be like, oh, I'm naturally getting some breakfast in with protein every single day. That's become natural. What happens is we want to pick 6 things off the list and we want to just do 6 of them really good for like 3 days, and then they start to wane, and then we go back, and then they start to wane, and then we go back. And so then we do that for 6 months, and we've not made any progress. Whereas if you would have taken 1 or 2 and just become really just professional at those 1 or 2, you can move those into the list of the things that you're doing really well. Come back, pick up another one, get really good at that one for 6, 8, 12 weeks. Add it to the list, and you'll compound over time. As you do this, you're going to see that your day is getting set up for success more and more because you've been able to establish some routines, some patterns, and some habits that work with your life. All right. So this is a short mini podcast just to give you some jumping off points on how to start setting yourself up for success. If you have additional questions, if you want to talk through anything, if you want to send me your 1 to 2 things for accountability, send it to me on email, tag me on social media. I am here to help you. If you want more information on one-on-one coaching where I can help hold you accountable, also set goals for you and with you, and then guide you through the nutritional process, I am always here to help with one-on-one coaching. So you can reach out to me directly at livehillnutrition.net, or you can find me on Instagram or Facebook. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining in, and get ready to set yourself up for success. Have a fantastic day. Talk to y'all soon. See you later.